What is a pension and are they still worth it? Quote, your grandparents had something you probably don't. A pension. A guaranteed paycheck for life. And here's the crazy part. Most companies killed them off on purpose. But should you actually care? Stick around because we're breaking down whether pensions are dead weight or a retirement goldmine you're sleeping on. Let me hit you with some numbers first. Back in the 1980s, about 62% of American workers had access to a pension. Today, that number's dropped to just 17%. That's not a decline. That's a full-blown extinction event. And if you're under 45, you're living in a world where pensions are basically mythical creatures. Most of you have never even seen one. But here's what you need to understand. A pension is actually pretty simple. It's a promise. Your employer puts money into a pool while you work. Then when you retire, they pay you a guaranteed monthly check for the rest of your life. That's it. It's not something you manage. It's not something you can lose in the stock market. It just shows up every month, no matter what. Let's compare this to what you probably have instead. A 401k. With a 401k, you're responsible for everything. You choose how much to contribute. You pick your investments. You decide when to take money out. And here's the brutal truth. If you invest poorly or the market crashes right before retirement, that's your problem. You lose money. A pension doesn't care about market crashes. It pays anyway. So why did companies ditch pensions? 3 words. Money and risk. A pension is expensive. A company has to predict how long you'll live, how much inflation will hit, and invest billions to back up those promises. It's a massive liability on their balance sheet. A 401k? Companies throw in a match if they're feeling generous. Then they're done. The responsibility shifts to you. And somehow, that became our normal. We got sold on personal responsibility when what really happened is companies said, you manage your own retirement risk. We're good. Now here's where it gets interesting for you. Specifically, right now, are pensions worth it? If you have access to one, the answer is almost always yes. Let me show you why with real numbers. Say you work at a government job, a railroad, or one of the few remaining companies with a pension. Your pension might pay you 2% of your final average salary for every year you worked. You work 30 years making an average of $60,000 annually. Your pension pays you about $36,000 every single year for the rest of your life. Not a one-time lump sum. Every year, you could live to 95, and you're still getting paid. Compare that to a 401k. You'd need about $1 million invested to generate that same $36,000 annually. Using the safe 4% withdrawal rule, most Americans never get close to that number. The average 401k balance for people near retirement is around $193,000. That's rough math that doesn't work. But here's the catch. And there's always a catch. Pensions are vanishing. Your job probably doesn't have one. And if you're working in tech, finance, retail, hospitality, or basically any private sector job under 30, you're not getting a pension. You're getting a 401k with maybe a 3 to 4% company match if you're lucky. So what should you actually do? 3 things. First, if your job offers a pension, max it out. Full stop. It's a retirement guarantee that's nearly impossible to replicate on your own. Second, if you only have a 401k, which is probably you, focus on maxing out your contributions. For 2024, you can contribute $23,500 annually. That's serious money that compounds over decades. Third, diversify beyond your employer plan. Open a Roth IRA through Fidelity or Vanguard and invest in low-cost index funds tracking the S&P 500. That's your safety net. The real truth is this. Pensions aren't coming back to your job. The shift toward personal responsibility in retirement is permanent. That's not a tragedy if you understand it and act on it now. Starting at 25 with consistent 401k contributions and a Roth IRA will build you a retirement that functions almost like a pension. Steady, predictable, and secure. Starting at 35, you've got less time, but it's still doable. Starting at 45, you better move fast. Your generation wasn't given the pension guarantee, but you were given something better. Time and information. You know how this works. You know what to do. So do it. If this made sense, smash that subscribe button because we're breaking down retirement strategies every week that actually work for your life. Right now. Let's go.